Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to our trading room summary on what day is it? Oh, Thursday, the 30th of April, 2020, folks. Yes, it was a very interesting day because, as any of you have been listening will know, that I'm expecting a correction in the markets. I thought yesterday might be it, and of course, prices just pushed up and up and up. In fact, it wasn't yesterday I thought it would be. I thought it would push up yesterday, but this week I've been looking for the correction. But with yesterday's push on up, I end up being the end of April. I expect to see a little bit of profit taking now, guys, off the back of this. So imagine we'll get some sort of pull back from these highs. And does that give us a setup to go up longer again? That's possible. I certainly wouldn't be trying to go long without at least a half decent little correction there, guys. Remember, in the background, there's always the whole idea that this is all a little bit over exuberant. And of course, we could well get a drawdown back to previous lows, if not lower. There's an awful lot of companies out there posting or predicting massive losses for the year. So we'll have to see how that squares with what's happening. This is obviously going up because of stimulus. This is the China, but all of the markets are kind of moving in the same way, guys. They're going up because of government stimulus. The governments have borrowed billions and billions, trillions of dollars from future taxes, obviously, and that's what's causing the liquidity. At some point, that money's going to stop being pumped into the economy, and the economy's going to have to then float on its own. And secondly, obviously, that money's going to have to be paid back again in taxes. So at some point, we will see that realization coming in, and the markets will come off again. How each individual one does it, that's what we'll look for in the future. When it's going to happen is always the big question in trading, folks. I often get my analysis correct. A lot of times I get my analysis correct. The timing's a hard thing, guys. Often you'll say, hey, we're going to get a drawdown, and you get another push up, you get yourself stopped out, and then you get a lovely drawdown and you miss it. So that's the second part of trading, guys. First part is get your analysis correct. Second part is get your timing correct. And that's the tough part. And then the third part, obviously, is hold your nerve and only trade when you are sure that, with a high degree of probability, that something's going to happen, guys. So that's the three legs of trading, and you need to get them all right in order to get maximum benefit. So yet again with the Nikkei, we had the push up over this last week, and have we reached the pinnacle? Is it a little 5-wave impulse, and now we're getting a drawdown? And is the drawdown just going to be a correction of that move, or is it going to be a correction of this whole move up? It's a little bit this particular chart looks like it's got more upside to it before it would finish and come down. Some of the other ones are looking done. This is certainly looking like it needs to, maybe coming into a double top situation where it needs to come off. Might not hit the double top, maybe it's already there, and now we're getting a little bit of profit taking off the back of the advances this week, guys. German, same thing with that push up this week, looking for a drawdown for a setup, or if it comes deeper, obviously then we can look and see, are we going to get into a bear market? The news will be filled with it, guys, so you don't need to panic about it. We'll know when it's happening because the news stories will be filled with it, and it happens in stages. So if you missed the first one, don't worry, you can get the second one. As you can see there. There was our first move down, guys. Then we got a little draw back, and then off it went. And then we had a draw back, and off it went, and a draw back, and off it went. On the higher time scale, is that what we're getting here before we get another move down? I don't know, guys, but I think there's certainly a possibility of it, because the world economy will not return to what it was prior to this coronavirus pandemic, folks. So the idea that prices get back to where they were is just, it's nuts. Okay, UK index, like with the rest of them, it's pushed up this week and we're getting a little drawdown. I'm looking to see if it's going to just be a little drawdown before it pushes on, gives us a setup, or whether it pulls back down impulsively, gives us a little bearish flag, and then that's the start of the drawdown. That's not on the cards yet, guys, but it certainly is a possibility. Could be that things push on up and then we get the drawdown, but we will, with a high degree of probability, we will get a drawdown in these things, guys. Nasdaq, as with the rest, pushed on up, very impulsive. I'm a little bit more concerned about this one from a point of view of 1, 2, 3. Is that the fourth wave before we get a fifth and it comes off? Or is that last little move there, I'll zoom in for you to see, is that last little move up there the fifth wave? Was that the fifth wave? Possible. And now this is the start of the drawdown. And as you can see there with my alarm line, I'm looking for the drawdown. I'm not looking for it to go long. Let's see, does it come down in some sort of manner that looks like it's going to go long, or does it come down impulsively and then look like it's going to go short? And the last two, S&P 500, yet again yesterday's pushed up. Certainly looks like there's a 5-wave impulse in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. May just correct back into the fourth wave, but it may come deeper, guys. If it comes deeper, then maybe we look to see if it's going to go short. But if it comes down in a kind of zigzag fashion, guys, may look like a little correction. Now, the only thing with this one is this one has got a nice 5-wave impulse up, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would look for it to come down into there. And from there, we'll see if is it going to go long again, or is it going to give us a setup to start dropping. Now, I predicted this bit, but this last bit, I kind of didn't think that was going to happen. I thought we'd just get a zigzag and then we get a drawdown, maybe back down to the bottom, maybe a 618, and then we'd get a continuation on up. But prices have pushed on up, guys. It has to come off. Well, no, it doesn't have to come off. But I wouldn't be looking to trade it long unless it came back down a little bit. I think that's the message I'm trying to get across there. Okay, it's also ECB interest rate day. Yesterday the Fed had their interest rate day, guys. It didn't change anything as expected. They just said they're going to continue to support the economy through the pandemic. Once things we'll get a boost as it comes out of lockdown, and then after that we'll start seeing what damage has been done to the economy, and that's maybe when we'll get our big drawdown. In Europe, they're starting to come out of lockdown. I don't think America's about to come out of it yet. UK isn't. Spain, Italy, Germany coming out of lockdown. Let's see what phase 2 of the pandemic does, guys. There will be a phase 2. And when phase 2 comes, maybe that's when we start getting our drawdown. That could be a few weeks down the line. It could be a few months down the line. We've got to gather all this information up, guys, and try and get us an analysis out of it. But you can't just forget about it. DXY. Now, what I've been saying the last few weeks is that the dollar would stay up here where it rushed to because of safe haven. What may happen is as countries release their lockdown and they start to get back to work, money will flow into their stock markets, guys. And they may flow out of dollars into Aussie dollars, into yen, into the China market, wherever they go. And that could be the thing, that would draw the safe haven aspect of the dollar down. But I'm not seeing it at the moment. But when the dollar starts to come off, look, I've said it's not going to drop yet. I think it's going to stay up here for a while. But when the dollar starts to come off, It'll be as a result of people going risk on and starting to look for better returns for their money than the 0.25% that they're getting in holding dollar. Or maybe the American market becomes too overpriced and people start saying, okay, let's look for opportunities somewhere else. And that's when the dollar will start to fall. ECB today, if they were to say something that I can't see them saying anything that would make the euro go stronger. But the way the markets are at the moment, guys, you never know. If they're going to continue to quantitative ease, that's their word for printing money to support the economy, then you should see the euro weakening and DXY going long. But I'm going to wait to see it happening before I would suggest that you try and trade it, guys. But that's what I'm keeping an eye on today. We've had a little bit of movement on the pound this morning. That little move there, you can see it across the board. There it is against the Aussie. There it is against the New Zealand. There it is against the CAD. There's a little move up. There it is against the euro. There's a little move up on the pound. I don't know if it's going to be sustainable or not, guys. And I don't even know the reason for it yet, because I've been recording since early this morning. So I haven't had a chance to have a break and go and do a bit more research to find out exactly why that's happening. It's not a big deal at the moment, but it has happened across the board. So there is a little bit of a push up in the pound for some reason. So keep an eye on that as well to see if that develops into something bigger. That'll do us for today, guys. If you want to know more, obviously you can subscribe and we'll show you a bit more. Bye for now, folks.